Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But on this segment of Drop of the Mic, it's collect what you read what you collect, and everything in between. Herd, we're super happy to bring back our friend to the podcast, David Booher. You know him as creator to Canto and Killer Queens. You guys, he's back with us with our lovely, lovely friends from Nearing Nerdvana. Laura, how's it going? And we're at Bird City. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Man, thanks for having me on. It's been like a hot minute.
Yeah. You know, we had to bring you back. You know, I was at Winnetka and I said, you know what, Alonzo? I can't wait for next week's show. Speaking of Alonzo, wish him luck. Lady Luck is by his side. He is headed to Vegas, for, a weekend, a siesta, even. But with that being said, we don't need the roll call between the Team Nerd Herd. We just introduced our guests, so we're going to go ahead and hit that group chat. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our Team Nerd Herd moderators, Brother Rudy, Brother Something Wong. You know something white is always about to happen when he's in the building, and you know he's in the building right now. We got my third brother from another mother, the Anime Etc., Senpai. And then the music, all behind the ears. We got to go ahead and shout out DJ Abomination and Plainclothes D, my boy Darian Body. He's embodying those beats, guys. But let's go ahead and jump into this group chat. I know we had Something Wong already out there bright and early tailgating. The Anime Etc. You know, your boy Steve was already in here already. Some guy named Steve, C-list villains. Iman. What's going on, Iman? My brother got the hat. He's headed to Hawaii. What's going on to Eric the Phoenix, flying up from those ashes up in the sky and spreading those fiery wings? How poetic, right? Chinmo, brother Chinmo. Oh, man, that's the greatest. You say his name, David, and every Sunday just is like magical. Need I say more? You got Dave Collects. Yeah.
You get an extra weekend day when you say it right.
Oh, yeah. When you say it right, your boss calls you and says, hey, you don't really have to come in. You got Comics Are Great. My brother Anthony over at the NY Warrior, shout out, and he will be making his debut tonight on the Top Picks. Trucking with Comics. Keep it trucking, my brother. Only hit that truck horn. You got to always do that. Zen Multiverse, coming from universes and beyond, my brother. Check his channel. Dave Collects. Yeah. Over at the BLCC, the biggest little city collectors. I said it right. And Spine Takes Crew. If you watch that rewind, y'all be up with them. My shout outs to Azores Tigers, the head hunting grail keeper of all slabs. I just improvised that, man. That's a dope name, though. I will say that. And I think we are caught up. And with that being said, David, we are super glad to have you back. We had you back. It's been a minute, right? I saw you recently.
It's been a minute. Yeah. I think it was 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago that I was on the show. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump out ahead of this and say, apologize if there's any delay with the video because I have escaped to the mountains weekends, as you can see around me. So little bit of R&R, even though I worked, been working all weekend on some stuff that I can't share with you yet, but. On the flip side of that, I've been doing a lot of promotions for Killer Queens because tomorrow is the big day. It's the final order cutoff for Killer Queens. I sent out tons and tons of emails to retailers on Friday, and I sharing with them some material from the series, and I think people are getting excited. I'm excited.
Geek Driven says, hi, Bird City. Hey, Laura. I think we're all excited, David. Alonzo's on his way. He's on the chat right now. He's enjoying. He's listening. And you guys, just like David said, Killer Queens, FOC, do not miss out. We got an advanced reading over here at the Team Nerd Herd as well as Nearing Nerdvana. We had a chance to read it, so we're going to go ahead and break it down. But if you guys missed out, no
spoilers.
Oh my goodness.
Don't add.
It is Alonzo from he's here. He's at the casino, guys. He's gonna go with Lady Luck. Hopefully she bounces back.
How you guys doing?
John's Comics with Kids. What's going on? We're doing great, Alonzo. Thank you for joining us, man. This is a first, man. This is a Team Nerd Herd road trip, guys. We're with Alonzo. He's gonna be throwing crap, so don't jinx him.
Hey, that's right.
Yes. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Alonzo. I'm sorry.
No, how's it going, David? How's it going, Laura?
Good.
Great. Yeah, it's not Vegas. Hey, we're rolling.
How do we compete with that, David? He's in Vegas. We're like,
I don't know.
I mean, I got a nice, cool toy case that you guys can look at back here.
yeah.
Way to steal my thunder, Alonzo.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Opposite, Alonzo. I'm the opposite of you. There's nobody around us. We were isolated in the mountains.
Really?
So.
It looks beautiful where you're at.
Yeah, it's good. It's our little retreat. So
oh my God,
very happy to be up here.
It looks fantastic.
Oh,
it's all digital. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, hey.
No, I'm kidding.
He just goes like this, and there's a green screen.
Yeah. My head disappears.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. So I don't know if folks know about Killer Queens or what it's about, but all LGBTQ creative team comes together to make what I affectionately refer to as Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you love those fun space romps and funny one-liners with tons of heart, that's what we're doing with this series. And I don't know if you have any graphics, Steve, but we threw together all of our favorite influences from like Buck Rogers in the 40s and 50s, Planet Comics and Amazing Stories and all those fun. If you remember the Popular Mechanics covers from the 40s and 50s where people mid-century imagined what 1990 would look like. And it's nothing like our world, but I love that. And we took that aesthetic and really updated it to 2021. And we just have fun. We have great fun with it.
You guys know in the group chat, I'm going to go ahead and drop this information, you guys, for a cover from Things
that
of Another
Bartel
World.
Cover, yeah. Geek Driven says he's grabbing the Bartel cover. We got covers from Claudia Balboni, who's the artist on the series. We have a cover by my buddy Chris Abels, who did a fantastic Buck Rogers. If you like Don Bluth, a Dragon's Lair Space Ace type thing, that cover is perfection for that. And then Jen Bartel, who did our homage to Boris Vallejo.
It's awesome. It's so good. You're like, oh man, yeah.
And we just dropped a cover on Twitter for issue 3 that people lost their minds over. It's my buddy David Talaski, who did this painted cover of our two kind of heroes battling tentacles that are basically shredding their clothes.
Yes.
It's just so funny and so tongue-in-cheek. And I want to see if I can hold it up on my phone. So we dropped, here it is.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, I love that cover.
Raging Cajun in the building. What's up, brother JD?
So it's just like a tongue-in-cheek, gender-swapped fun, damsel in distress. these two just sort of getting into it.
That Jen Bartel cover is very similar too. You have Max at the feet of Alex as she's saving the day. I gotta say,
yeah.
I gotta say, Alex is definitely my favorite character. She's like no nonsense. I mean, we were talking about the song, and David, I can't get it out of my head. Killer Queens is the song when Alex hops on that diner table and she goes.
I told you the one I wanted, the one I think of, right?
Oh yeah, Don't Stop Me Now. Yeah, don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop me now.
That's perfect because they could just go in a dance sequence and go like hand to hand, just go boom, and just throw out some otters. I mean, ideas, guys. I have these ideas. David's like, I don't think I would want to go with that.
I've got notes.
I thought David approved the bears to come out, not the otters.
They're going to be wolves, bears, otters. You're just going to have the whole rainbow of hench anthropomorphic creatures.
That's it, man. You got Biddy over there wanting his plane. I absolutely love this title. I think it's a retro Buck Rogery feel, and like you said, it's really tongue in cheek. The one liners on there I can hear the dialogue as I'm in there, and it just like them stealing the ship after playing Biddy for a fool. They're just the one-liners just crack me up. And then there's a sense of adventure.
Oh yeah. And like David, to your point, I mean, and to Steve's, you can tell like you had a lot of fun writing this thing because it was so much fun to read.
So much fun. You know, one of my favorite sci-fi franchise of all time is Firefly. And
that's a good one.
you just revisit those episodes, and it's just so, it's such organic humor. They're tons of one-liners, but it's all just springs from each character's personality that you already know. So you know what Wash is going to say, you know what Zoe's going to say, you know what Mal's going to say, and I just wanted to channel all that to create characters who, like Max, he says the most ridiculous things, but it seems so plausible because we've set him up as sort of this ridiculous guy who sort of, skips along the surface.
That's my favorite
jokes.
character. He's so like, he brings that fun humor and just, I don't know, he lightens every scene he's in. That's my favorite character.
And you're going to see some, as the series goes on, you're going to see some depth to him and some heart. And then a lot of the stuff that, he says is covering up for a lot of his own insecurities. So his very outgoing, tongue-in-cheek personality is covering up a lot of uncertainty with himself. So, I didn't want it to be just all surface level, but for now in issue 1, I just wanted to get you in and get you along for the ride.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in that ship. I'm in that ship with them. Like ready to have my blaster out. I mean, I might get murked, but who knows? I mean, you just never know. But I absolutely love the ending because for me the read went by so fast too. I mean, I was sucked in, and you're going through this adventure. You're going through the why they're leaving. You're going through the job they pick up. You're going for the reason, and in the end, they're just left to disaster, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger. And you guys, I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are going to want to pick this up. It's a great read. Oh, shout out to Hood Rat Comics. What's going on? To Ian.
What's up?
He is in the building and ready to rock.
But Steve, it's not just the story though. Like if you're looking at like that, for me, I look at through a different lens. I was looking at the artwork, and Balboni and Saxon just kill it on these pages. Oh, yeah. I love their cover. I think that they did a great job, but shout out to Harry. The way he uses color in this book just keeps your eye like just wanting to jump from panel to panel, and it's so good. They're very, very talented. So you have a nice, really great creative team behind you on this.
I do. Harry Saxon, Claudia Balboni on inks, and Lucas Gattoni on lettering, and they each have brought so much to the book. I think Harry, I gave him a note early on that I wanted it to be I gave him the throwback notes and then the retrofuturism and that sort of thing. And I said, just lean into a primary palette, bright colors. And he sort of just ran with it. And then big shout out to my buddy Lucas, who's the letterer. And he just came to this project so hot that he sent us a whole proposal about, this is how I want to approach it. This is the style I want to use. These are the kind of sound effects that I think would work well. Aww. And then he did. I know there's other letterers out there that are going to hate me for this, but I don't. I hate sound effects. I don't hate them on the page. I hate writing them because I can never figure them out. I'm sitting behind my computer going, like making ridiculous noises because I'm trying to figure out, well, what letters approximate that noise? I don't know. So,
yeah. Like, how do you write that?
Pew, 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 pew. That's about the extent of my zap. But Lucas, he's great because I will give him a note. It's like, here's some ideas, but go crazy with the sound effects if you want. And he puts in all these cool different sound effects that I would never think of. So huge shout out to him, just being
he
awesome.
Said lettering this book is a dream come true, and I hope readers have as much fun with it as we all had creating it. And that's such a cool testimony to what this book isn't just your typical, like you have this team that came together, you guys worked so well together, and you created something that's fun, but it's exciting and it has the right amount of adventure. And to answer somebody's question in the chat, it is Dark Horse.
Yeah, John asked. It's from Dark Horse.
Damn.
It's out August 18th
right.
is the release day. John, there are 4 issues in this first run, and fingers crossed we come out of the gate so strong that they just renew it. We don't have a renewal right now, so to the extent that people stick with it through 4 issues, hopefully we'll get the renewal quick. And as we get to the collection, and I think Steve, you were mentioning about how fast the read is. I can't wait to read all 4 issues together in the trade, because it's a fast read, and it's a fun. Mm-hmm. It's sort of, if you want to take it, Firefly again is a good reference. It's kind of like episode. The 4 issues are kind of like an episode of Firefly, where you can go through it and just go along for the ride and the twists and turns and have fun with it.
That's the fun part. It's just action packed. I know I say this a lot, but when I have a good read, I'm done. I'm always like looking for more. I'm like, it's digital, right? So I'm looking at like under my laptop. I'm like, there's got to be more. You can't just leave me like this.
I think I mentioned it in the last show that we're doing a 6-page short that's going to go just exclusively in the trade. That's if folks weren't in the last show that I was on. It's called Killer Queens Presents Harry the Hench Otter in It's Not Easy Being Mean. And it's a 6-page story focused only on our favorite hench otter, Harry, and how it's hard to be taken seriously when you are so precious as a hench otter. Yeah.
Who'd want to shoot that hench otter?
I mean,
I want answers, darn it.
Alex will shoot him. Max is like, no, the hench otters, put it back on the screen. Yeah, so it's it'll be fun. Oh, and I was gonna say, I sent out a bunch of, I'm just gonna pump it a little bit more, then we could talk about Canto, but I sent out tons of emails to retailers on Friday, and I heard back. One in particular emailed me back and said, we ordered it, but then I got to read the first issue. Amazing, and we upped our orders. And so, folks, we saw it happen with Canto. I'm not going to puff up too much, but put in your pre-orders, because I can tell you that Chris Abel's cover and that Jen Bartel cover, that may become pretty scarce by the time it hits the shelves. And so put in those orders now, and just, I want everybody to come along for the ride. And if you have to wait to a second print, I mean, that would be amazing if we go to a second print, but don't wait for it. Just reserve your copy now, and then you can have it. You can tell your friends you got it. Brag to them, right?
Definitely. Amen. That's a great idea.
To Laura's point, the colors are vivid. They just pop out. It's what space should be. And then you got that retro feel, and then you got that action-packed story. My God. Geek Driven probably has an idea for you. He says, please record those sound effects. Would add 1 million views. Like, I would say we should put, like, play this soundtrack, like, in this area. Boom. Just magical.
Oh, you mean put in...
oh, yeah.
Like do a playlist?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I would love to do that.
They have to have a cool playlist while they're traveling, and seeing the stars and going to, pick up jobs and stuff like that. They have to.
I got my own Spotify little side playlist. It's Queen, and there's some Missy Elliott in there, and who else? Oh God, there's so many fun artists that you could just throw in there and just have fun with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't wait to get it in hand. I'm like super excited, David.
Oh, we just dropped an exclusive, store exclusive at Things from Another World. Yes. So Yoshi Yoshitani did the cover, and it's such a fun cover. And it's the only store exclusive we're doing. So there's only 4. I am looking
this up. I want to see it now.
I just dropped it in the chat.
It's a photo booth.
Yes.
Photos. There's only 4 covers. There's the 3 that are orderable, and then the 1 store exclusive. And those are the only 4 covers that are going to be for this issue number 1 first print. So we may have more if we go to a second printing, but it's kind of like Canto. We only had 3 covers of that issue #1 first printing.
Oh, I'm looking at this right now. This is really cool.
Yeah, it is a beautiful cover. Alonzo sent it to me this morning.
It's a funny cover.
Yeah, he sent it to me this morning. He's like, "You should pick this up," and I added it in the chat as well, guys. Right there, your chance. Things from Another World, Killer Queens exclusive. Pick it up, guys. I'm telling you guys, we got this advanced reading, and it's on the pull. It's going to be on the pull. You guys want to jump on? Do not forget that FOC, because you guys will be sorry. I know Dark Horse, they are an epic, publisher, and like those covers, they go fast, and you don't ever see them. I mean, as far as an independent reading guy, you have to have those on your pull, because if you can go back the next week and they're gone, everything is gone. So I would highly recommend it, guys. Definitely recommend picking up Killer Queens for sure. Do yourself the favor. Laura's over there ordering like 3.
Can you tell us what I'm doing? I'm sitting here going through these, finding all the covers. I'm like, okay.
You have to believe in yourself. I ordered a bunch of copies of that one just because I want to have them, and I want to have them in my collection.
Yeah, and I mean, David, I gotta say, it really shows like the diversity in your writing as well, because I'm in love with Canto.
It's not Canto. I was looking that up. This is not Canto.
But I mean, but David has said this is a passion project, and I could totally see it. But like, I love Canto, and in reading Killer Queens, I love that as well. I mean, it was just such a great read that I just wanted more. And right now, I wanted advanced reading for issue 2. But I know you're looking at me saying, "No, Steve, you can't have it."
Yeah. No, I'll get it to you. We're still polishing that one up, so it's nice and shiny. But it'll be down the pike soon. Yeah, it's very different from Canto, but my good, Laura, you are treating yourself. Good.
You hear me ordering on the side. I'm like, okay, we're good. All right, I'm sidetracked.
My baseline for everything that I do. And I learned this through trial and error, but the baseline for every story that I write or that I want to pursue is just being in love with that story. And it's just a story that I want to tell and I want to stick with. So, Canto was one of those things that came across my desk, 2.5 years ago when Drew sent me the first sketches of what this character could become. And we started talking about the story. I knew as soon as I saw that sketch, this was a story that I wanted to tell. This was a character that I wanted to follow, and I would follow him as far as he goes, and however we could do a Kickstarter if there was no publisher behind it, whatever.
Rando.
We were going to pursue it. And Killer Queens has been in the works for years. And as soon as I started, came up with the idea and these characters, I thought, this is a story that I will follow. I'll follow these characters to wherever they go. And if we get to 50 issues, great. If we get to the 4th issue and that's we get, then great. I mean, I hope we can keep going. But it's a story that I love and I want to tell. I'm doing a Firefly one shot for September, and when Boom asked me, my editor Elizabeth over there, she asked me if I wanted to do it, and she told me what it was about. I love Firefly, and so to be able to tell a story that I love in that sandbox. It's like, I want to do this. And, things that are coming are all projects that I am so passionate about, all stories that I want to tell. They're all very different. There's horror in there. There's, Killer Queens is kind of comedy. And it's just the sci-fi, all that stuff is all about the stories that I want to pursue and I want to tell and I love. It's stuff that I would read, honestly.
Yeah, so. And it's important too. You did another interview. I was reading some articles before the show, and you were talking about how LGBTQ representation matters, and that there's this book can mean a lot to a lot of people out there. So I'm proud of you. I think it's awesome that you guys are doing this.
I hope so, because it's both behind the book and behind the page and in front of the page. Yeah. So it's one thing to have an LGBTQ creative team put a story together, but then to have that representation come on the page, be represented on the page is really, I think, important. But I also one thing I set out for with Killer Queens, and we're seeing it. I saw initial order numbers, and it makes me very, very happy to see that it's not a niche, very specific audience, queer audience. I think retailers are taking a chance on it because they're seeing that there's queer representation in the story, but it's not a coming out story. It's not a bullying story. It's none of that. It's a big sci-fi fun romp, and the two characters happen to be queer. So
I think it's great.
And they kick ass at that, guys. I can tell you that. Yeah. And David, I could totally tell that. I mean, this is a true passion on both sides. When we talk about Canto and when we read this, and in having a chance to talk with you at Collector's Paradise. I mean, I was nervous. I'm gonna admit it. I mean, this is me coming in a year.
It was so awkward, Steve. It was so awkward.
I look like yeah. He was just like looking at my guy Nick and was like,
please,
like get his poll, check him out.
My comment.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Because I mean, this is me, reading comics and being a fan, and like I totally appreciate meeting you and getting a chance to talk with you and hearing your passion and seeing it on the pages. So for me, like this is like I collected action figures, for God's sake. So being able to read these books and being able to gather like the message that you have with Canto and in Killer Queens, we'll be seeing that as well. I mean, it's awesome. So I cannot wait. And I'm super happy for the success on the orders. I knew it was going to be a hit. When Alonzo sent it to JR and I, we were like, this is awesome.
I mean, I say that you haven't, I don't know if you've been down this path or not, but the level of anxiety and stress that you have releasing a creator-owned book is nearly unmatched in the world.
You must feel so vulnerable when you do that, like putting something out there like that.
I sent it to like 6 or 7 creators I really to get pull quotes. And when you send those first couple of copies out to folks, just like, are they even going to give me a quote? Are they going to send it back and be like, I don't have time to write a 1-sentence quote for you because it's not good. They would never do that. And that's just a silly creator stress thing that we all put on ourselves. Yeah. But you still don't know how retailers are going to react to this. This one in particular, it's the initial orders are way more than the initial orders for Canto were. And part of that may be because I have Canto out there, and some of the shops might recognize that there might be some crossover with audience, which would be great. But you still never know until you get. I'll be totally honest with everybody who's listening, and I've never said this on any sort of podcast or anything, but I never, ever for order numbers, ever. It's just my thing. I just don't want to know, because from my perspective, if the orders are low, I'm going to promote the book. And if the orders are high, I'm going to promote the book. So it just is intimidating to me to hear numbers. So I never, my editor sent me the numbers just out of the blue. I'm like, I'm glad you ripped off the Band-Aid, because I was never going to ask about it.
But you were pleasantly surprised by the reaction here?
Yeah. Yes. I'm very happy. I really hope it takes the course of, they set the print run after FOC, and we still, because there's still 3 weeks from Monday, like 3 weeks and a couple days before it even comes out. And what happens, the nuts and bolts of comics, publishing comics, is you have that 3-week lead time, and that's where reorders come in, which is FOC. For anybody who doesn't know, FOC is like the deadline for retailers to guarantee that they'll have the book in their shop for release day. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean they can't put in orders after that. So you get reorders. And the way you get to a second printing, if there's not any monkey business behind the scenes, is FOC hits, you hit your print run, you set your print run, you send it to the printer. Reorders come in, momentum picks up, people review it, people start talking about it. And so by the time you get to release day, the orders that have come in after FOC are high enough that they justifies a second printing that comes later. So my goal is after everybody gets their orders in and everybody gets the chance to order it by tomorrow. Once that happens and that window is closed, I can't wait to see the advanced reviews and the coverage and, folks talking about it and getting some advanced copies. That's what happened with Canto. We had a release in June of 2019, Wednesday, obviously. And I think Tuesday, we got a article from Nerdist, came out unbeknownst to us. And they said, here are 5 comics to pick up on free new comic book day tomorrow. And it was Marvel, DC, Image, and then Canto. And when we saw that, we're like, taken aback. We were so excited to see that. And that's when I think we really had the sense that, something was going to win when it got released. So, and yeah, City of Giants. And we always go back to that. If you would have ordered Canto before FOC back in June of, May of 2019, you could have ordered as many copies of that first printing of issue 1 as you wanted. Could have ordered 100. Some people did. And now you'd be sitting on.
Now they're ghosts. You can't
I know,
find
this
them.
is a sore spot for me. I'm like, do it.
Oh, Lord. No, it's okay. So many people came on. Sometimes you take a chance and a lot of times it doesn't pan out. Yeah. So here we are. That's my rant. So please put in your orders now so that we don't have this conversation 3 weeks from now.
I'm telling you guys, do not sleep because, if David goes for signings, you'll never see those covers again. Those glorious covers. That story. Believe me. I know.
I think I'm going to drop the bomb here too. I'm going to Nowhere Games and Comics in San Marcos for Free Comic Book Day on August 14th. Yeah, Hoodrat, I see you're bringing yours for the. I'm guessing Canto. I might have some advanced copies of Killer Queens on Free Comic Book Day, so you can get it a week ahead of time before it's released, but only at San Marcos. So.
Oh, Ian,
that's exciting.
We're trying to work it out. I mean, fingers crossed we can get it, but that would be awesome to have them on Free Comic Book Day.
Oh my God! So with the Firefly title that you're writing, when do we know when that it comes out? I know there's a lot in the works for that as well, David.
There's the covers are awesome. I'm just looking at my September 29th.
Perfect. Because I know John's Comics with Kids is out there, and he likes Firefly himself, as well as our boy JR. Who's probably you know the guy, the resident.
Yeah.
Well,
Firefly. I got the pleasure of writing the story of how Simon sent her away from the Academy and the Alliance to get her onto Serenity when the show opens. So we got covers from Christian Ward and Adam Gorham.
Very nice.
And they're both super dope. And there's a intermixed foil cover that you can order. And then there's some incentive covers. All of them are variations of those 2 covers. And we'll see how it goes. It's a one-shot. So it's a standalone story and it's oversized. So it's 40 pages.
Oh, perfect. I bet you JR is going to try to have me pick that up for him too, because there's some comics that don't hit his shelf. So he usually reaches out to me. We'll see, JR. We'll see.
I think folks should order it.
I think so, you guys. David is on the train and there is
all
no
sorts of
stopping
reasons.
him. Yes, yeah. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm super excited with that. I mean, David, with that being said, can you tell the herd where they can find you? Definitely, you guys. I mean, we've echoed this, but get in that FOC. Buy your advanced copies. Definitely.
There's also tons of Canto out there, so please go pick up all the Cantos you can find. Fill your arms with them. we're very happy to say we are at the stage at Canto where you actually can put a stack together. Canto 3, Lionhearted #1 just came out. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes, it did. And,
just about 2 weeks ago. It's done really well. The incentive covers are kind of, yeah, there you go.
You guys go right there.
Incentive covers. People really love that. There's a big opening action sequence that everybody's been commenting about with Drew's art. And I have very few words, so I just stayed out of the way. But it's a really great scene with what I really like the idea that it's the Hermit and Allura the warrior, 3 very strong female characters going head to head basically in a huge fight scene.
Okay.
With no there's no even Allura's dragon is female, so there's no it's like 12 pages of just them being awesome. So really happy to see that.
I totally agree. That sequence, it brought me with Canto. I feel like every issue, David, there's always a message, and I've told you this before. Like with my niece, she's a reader. She's like a bookworm. I want to give her the trades because I know with these floppies she'll kill them and it'll break my heart. So I'll be like, you know how much those are, But the trades, I can't wait to take them to her and again see through her eyes, what I've read, in each of these titles and then following through. And Lionhearted is awesome. I mean, you guys don't sleep. If you guys have not been a fan of Canto, or as far as not picking it up, I should say, definitely pick it up. Read it, pick up the trades, catch up to Lionhearted. Awesome.
Yeah, and we're going to keep going. We've got issue 2 comes out in August and we're going through issue 6. Then we've got more cooking for next year where we sort of wrap up the whole adventure.
That's such a good thing to hear too, because it has, somebody in the chat here is saying the same thing. It has so much heart that this is the perfect story to keep world building. Keep expanding it and people will come for it because it's great characters. They're all invested and I'm excited to see what you have coming up. I'm pumped.
Mm-hmm. And they're all
this is such a fun, and this is a fun story arc that really delves into some characters that you wouldn't expect us to delve into.
There you go.
Yeah.
My God. Well, David, thank you so much for being on the show.
Wait, hold on. You can't say bye yet because David, I'm sorry, Steve. I totally
interrupted.
No, Laura, please.
I was at the store today. Let's see if you remember this.
Please, just hand them through the screen, please. I'll take them right now.
I come home all, Anthony, look what I found.
Oh my God, I knew it was going to come back. I was just waiting. I
go.
thought there's going to be some panel a year from now and somebody's going to come up to the question, Mike, and just hold up.
Laura. Lightly salted chips. He said this was one of his favorite snacks, and Anthony's like, "Do you have somebody like lick the salt off for you? Like, do they even make lightly salted chips?" And then I was walking by, and I swear it caught my eye, and I would you made me smile. I'll try.
It's Stockholm syndrome because I walk down those aisles, and all I see out of the corner of my eye is that light blue bag, and I just reach out and grab it.
No question, right? Just with the kung fu grip, bring it back, put it in the cart.
Right. Hold on, let's just. I know we're heading off.
You probably don't like them because
I was going to say, Laura. I mean, you're making me hungry, Laura.
Somebody said to me when they tried them, they said, just expend the salt on the regular ones.
Let's go streaking 3. Also, this is something I did not bring up though, David. The SDCC Canto. Oh, beautiful. Drew Zucker killed it on that cover, and I cannot wait. I bought 2 myself. And Station to.
You're underwhelmed, Laura.
Bobby.
I love it.
Yeah, she doesn't look too happy.
I might go dump some salt on them, maybe.
And some tapatio.
The snacks we have we're also primed for so much salt. I'm just like lightly salted. It's because it's
not bad.
It's the ravages of age, folks. So, but I love them. The Canto 3 #1 SDCC exclusive. Does anybody know?
It's sold out.
The tribute it's for?
No.
Yeah, no, I need to know that. Don't leave me like this.
You just need to do a side by side.
Story.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the poster of Neverending Story with the ivory tower in the middle and all the characters around it.
Oh,
That's
no
what we
wonder
used
it's
to
sold
tribute
out.
it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Damn.
It just jumped out at me, and I was like, I gotta have 2 of those. And now that I know that it's Never-Ending Story, I will not be singing like Dustin from,
Oh my God.
Stranger Things,
Stranger
guys.
Things.
Yeah, because I do not have a voice like an
That's
angel.
my favorite moment
more like a
of
demon.
television of all time. When he started singing that, I
Me too.
lost my mind, lost it.
And I care about our subscribers, so I don't really want to go out and song.
Laura and I can do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I bet you guys. Oh, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3.
Turn around.
Oh man, I'm like, how does it start? I didn't even remember. I read some really disturbing article about the child though, but that's another show.
Goodness. Oh my goodness!
Which
Laura?
one?
The Enchantress, or what was her name? The
Empress.
The Empress. Yeah, she had like a really rough childhood because of that movie. It like catapulted her into some like really bad situations.
Oh my goodness!
Womp womp. Sorry,
Womp womp.
I just totally killed the mood, but
we'll always have the movie.
You just educated the group chat, so they're gonna look that up. They're gonna read. They're
gonna go read it.
Yeah. She's just tipping you guys some game.
A word of warning: do not Google that,
right?
Because you may go down some deep web rabbit holes that you don't want to go to.
All right, David, can you let the herd know where they can find you, and then Laura, let them know as well.
Sure, you can find me on all the socials. On Twitter, I'm at David Booher. Instagram is David M. Booher. You can go to my website, davidbooher.com. Follow Canto on Instagram and Twitter at Canto Comic. You can follow Killer Queens on Instagram at Killer_Queens_comic.
Wait, really? I didn't know that one. Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be all our fun updates. Yeah, and I'm on the socials, so hit me up, and we'll see you there.
All right, and Laura, let's go ahead and bring you in here.
I just added you to my Instagram. Okay, so Bird City Comics, that's where you can find us on Instagram. My Instagram's boring, guys. Don't try to follow my personal one. It's just like pictures of my kids 5 years ago. You don't want to see that. Nobody cares. Just follow the Bird City Comics one. We just recently dropped our David Mack cover. He did an Ice Cream Man cover for us. That's really cool. Beautiful. It's an homage to his Action Comics 1001. You know, the Superman opening his shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, we have a lot of stuff coming up this week, too. We are doing a trade paperback for Stray Dogs, an exclusive one. We have not dropped it yet, but we got Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner, the same ones that did our It homage cover. They did the cover for this one. I can't say too much yet, but it's special in a way that most people wouldn't predict. So if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you're going to miss out on that. I highly recommend subscribing over there. And last but not least, Nearing Nerdvana. That is the show that Lucy and Jen and I do on Saturdays with JoJo from Flicks and Comics. So check us out too. It's a really fun show. You guys are so awesome for always supporting us there. So thank you.
You guys, if you guys aren't supporting our gals at Nearing Nerdvana, you guys must. They're a breath of fresh air. They're taking a total different dynamic. They have great topics. And the chemistry, you guys crack me up. You guys, oh my God, yesterday's show, I was dying. I was like, Lucy, oh my God, Lucy. But I love the segments. I mean, it's different. They're always different. They're great. So you guys are bringing something to this community, and I commend you guys. And if you guys, again, if you guys aren't subbed up, definitely sub up. Highly recommend. Saturdays, perfectly meant for Saturdays, and I just can't wait for the next one.
Thank you. That means a lot. We appreciate it.
We got it right here, guys. We got David's IG. We got Laura over here on YouTube. Definitely give them a follow, guys. Definitely support our community. And for us over at the Team Nerd Herd podcast, you guys, we're going to double dose on Sunday, 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST. Top picks of the week, guys. Do not forget the top picks of the week. We also got guests. We got a lineup from the community. We got my man Azores Tigers. Azores Tiger is out there hunting those covers. He will be rolling with us, part of Spine Ticks Familia. Sub him up on his channel as well. He just put out some dope mail calls. You guys want to go ahead and check him out. You know, my man always finds the great covers. Also, you got Comics Are Great over with the NY Warriors. And also, you are great as well, as his catchphrase. I know I might possibly said that wrong, but he will go ahead and correct me when I see him. I love that phrase, man. I just love it. But definitely support him, sub him up. Check his video out. He just put a video out himself. And then my boy Geek Driven over in Spinetix Familia as well will be rolling with us tonight. So we are super excited. JR, Big Rob, and myself will be rolling out. And then get you some on Monday, tomorrow, Eric the Phoenix with another Fanime Talk with Alonzo and I, Record of Ragnarok. Pick it up. Definitely go on Netflix. Watch it. We got Zeus versus Adam. Amazing battle, guys. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop running my mouth because I think I might have cut us short. Thank you guys so much. David, thank you so much for being our guest today. Again, we support you and we cannot wait. I'm super amped. I'm about to slap the shit out of Sunday right now. Pardon my French. I love you.
Just fingers crossed, guys. You know, let's just keep up the momentum all the way through release and beyond.
Oh, you guys, support.
Thank
Get
you.
on it. Can't wait. And Laura, thank you so much, you guys. Much love to the herd for following us and staying with us. And we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna roll on out. Definitely be with us for later tonight. Thank you.